Do you think the consumption of alcohol has an effect on your participation in hookup culture, and why?
Yes, because it impairs your judgment and you're much more confident.
Yes, because you have to drink till he's cute.
Do you think the consumption of alcohol has an effect on your participation in hookup culture, and why?
I think it does, because alcohol makes everyone look better.
Yes, I do think alcohol makes you more likely to hook up.
Do you think the consumption of alcohol has an effect on your participation in hookup culture, and why?
I believe it does, because alcohol kind of changes your perception of a hookup, because it doesn't really seem like you're going to be with the person for that long. It's just for the term of you being drunk. So as long as you're drunk, you're probably going to hook up.
It affects like your decision-making skills, so yeah.
I think it does because it makes you more willing to do things that you wouldn't do. Yes.
I think alcohol definitely has an effect on hookups with, college kids and everything because, obviously once you're under the influence, your inhibitions get kind of wacko and you can basically just, can steer off and just do things that you otherwise wouldn't really do and, it can have any effect, I think, really is, once you're under the influence, you can pretty much, your inhibitions just go out the window, I guess, so.
Once you consume it, you feel like you can pretty much do anything, so I guess that inspires a lot of people to do a lot of questionable stuff.
I do think it has an effect on the hookup situation because, when you're hammered, people take advantage of you. And, yeah. I think it has more of an impact, not so much on the hookup culture, but on the rape culture around the situation. Because whoever the more sober party is taking advantage of the other person, and when you're really drunk, you're not actually giving a consensual yes. You're giving more of a slurred drunk yes, and that's not a yes in any book.
I would say yes.
Yeah, I think that alcohol really makes you think differently and act differently, not really care what you do. So you're just kind of a free roamer, and you'll do whatever you want and whatever you're feeling.
I believe alcohol does have an effect on hookup culture due to the fact that people consume too much alcohol. They tend to think irrationally, clouding out their basic decision-making and leading them to do things they may regret later.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, I think alcohol affects hookup culture because, like he said, when you're drinking or whatever, you're not in the same mind state you normally would be, and you just kind of don't have a thought process. You're just going with the flow, and that can lead to some bad things.
Yes, because it decreases your judgment.
I believe that alcohol messes with your decisions, so when you drink alcohol, it's more likely you will hook up with people.
I do think alcohol contributes to hookup culture because it impairs your decision making and influences what activities you participate in.
I believe alcohol does allow you to experience hookup culture more easily. It releases your inhibitions or whatever, so I believe alcohol does play a factor into the hookup culture.
I think that it probably does, give you more chances to hook up with someone, especially if you're drinking.
Yes, I think alcohol affects hookup culture because when you drink alcohol, it affects your judgment.
I think that alcohol affects hookup culture because it makes it a lot easier for people to get taken advantage of, and it also makes people more charismatic and flirtatious, so they feel like they're better at hooking up and meeting new people when they're intoxicated rather than being sober.
Alright guys, so we interviewed a variety of random students walking around South neighborhood and asked them the question, do you believe that alcohol has an effect on their participation in hookup culture, and why?
Every student that we interviewed said that they believe alcohol has an influence over their participation in hookup culture. We believe the students we interviewed is a good representation of MSU's student body and their beliefs towards alcohol and hookup culture.
After looking over our findings, we are convinced that the consumption of alcohol does have a direct link to the amount of students engaging in hookup culture on campus.